ahead and call this meeting of the Transforming Teaching and Learning Committee to order. This meeting was posted as required by the Texas Open Meetings Records Act. And our first item, do we have any public comments or agenda topics?
Mr. Chairperson, there are no requests for public comments for agenda topics.
And our next item is very dear to a few of us here. The Hookham Harlingen Summer 2024 HCISD Intern Overview. Dr. Corton and Jennifer Maldonado.
Yes, sir. Mr. Powers, board members, and Dr. Gonzalez and audience. We have been working on this very exciting project for the last few months. Before we jump into our presentation, I just want to acknowledge that we have Dean Charles Martinez. If you can wave right quick, Dean. There we go. And his associate there. We have been working on a very innovative, we would be remiss if the UT alumni didn't do this, right? We're excited to be able to bring this innovative idea to our district. As you know, we have been on a mission to make sure that we have the very best teacher prep, both in our district and for our public school systems. And this is just one way of getting closer to that goal. And I'm going to hand it over to our Director for Professional Learning and Teacher Pipelines, Jennifer Maldonado.
Good evening. Thank you, Dr. Corton. Mr. Chair, our board members, Dr. Gonzalez, senior team, and guests. I wanted to, first of all, thank you for the opportunity to be here today. This has been a project that has been in the making for quite some time. We had the opportunity at the beginning of this summer to host Dr. Martinez and his team that he brought down from the UT system, and they came to find out what are the great things that are happening here in Harlingen. And so one of the great opportunities that we have here in Harlingen is that we have a partnership with UTRGV. And the dean said, let's come see what's happening with the partnership with UTRGV and Harlingen CIC. It was an opportunity to showcase what's happening in our school system and an opportunity to highlight the entire teacher pipeline system that we have currently in practice. After we showcased Harlingen CISD, I'm sure Dean Martinez would agree, it was an opportunity that he said, I'm on board. How do we partner? How do we make our next steps? What do we do? And how do we jump on board? So I had the opportunity to spend the time since the beginning of this summer to work with the other lady that you see there on the screen. So I would like to give a shout out to Tara Kirkland, which is a member of the dance team. Tara and I have been meeting for several months to work on this idea of Hookham Care Harlingen. It's an internship opportunity to bring students down from the UT system into our school district. And we are proposing that that is happening with about 10 to 14 students that are juniors and seniors currently at the UT system, the flagship school, during a 5-week summer program, which is actually our ACE program. And that would occur the last week of May and the whole month of June. So really in line with their summer 1 programming. And we are aligning that with Bonham Elementary, and they're currently already helping us out by being a studio school for Step Up, which you guys have heard much about. With our Step Up program, Bonham Elementary is already prepping their mentor teachers to really know how to equip and work with novice teachers. And so that's one of the reasons why they were selected. We wanted to open up the doors as well in the secondary world. So we're adding additional slots for potential secondary teachers, and that's why we have middle school if interested. And we're going to talk about the alignment to the strategic plan. So everything we do is aligned to the strategic plan, and the specific results we're really all about. Our department is really all about goal 3, right? Developing talent management. Well, with this program, this is all about creating those teacher pipelines, so it's that recruitment. That's what this is. And it's an opportunity to bring students in and inspire them into the field of education. But we're not stopping there. We want an opportunity to hook these students into Harlingen and into the culture here, okay? And so in order to do that, we want to partner with different organizations in the community. And so one of the community organizations that we are intending to partner with is here in the room, and that is Miss Jennifer Allen. So if you'll wave, so they all see you. I think most of you know Miss Jennifer Allen, who is a part of United Way. And so this program offers our students an opportunity to partner with a classroom teacher Monday through Thursday, but then on Fridays, they actually get to go out with a United Way partner where they're going to have community service opportunities here in our community. So what does this look like? We just talked about this 5 weeks, community services embedded. We want to immerse students into the Harlingen culture. So having opportunities to bring our students in. We've already talked to the chamber and been working with Brianna Vela Garcia, who of course is one of the board with the chamber, and having an opportunity for these students to participate in the local community events during the time that they're here. We're also working on an opportunity for free and reduced cost housing. So that's one of the things that we are looking into, and how do we help support that? Who will be involved? Well, it takes great mentor teachers, right? And that's why we have this partnership with Ron Elementary. The campus administration, which helps to make that all happen. But one other member in the audience that I wanted to take an opportunity to introduce is our director of ACE, which is Michelle Ayala. We brought Michelle in along the way, and Michelle has helped both Tara and I in the design phase of this process, because it's going to take an opportunity. Well, we're not in school in the summer, right? So where do we have students that are going to be in school in our classrooms during the summer? And so it was a no-brainer that we could partner with ACE, so we have an opportunity for our students coming down from UT to see what does it look like and have a classroom experience. Of course, I'll be involved with the teacher pipeline work and our data fellow, because we really want to monitor outcomes. Otherwise, why are we doing this, right? We want to see is there effectiveness in our programming. Key dates, we are bringing our students in for some virtual opportunities to connect with mentor teachers in May. And the reason we're doing that is these students are coming, hopefully, back to Harlingen. That's what we would really love. But some students may be interested in getting involved that are from other parts of the state or country. And we want them to know about the students here in Harlingen. In order to do that, we wanted to give them an opportunity to pair up with their mentor teacher in advance, so they can perhaps even meet some students, see what it looks like in a traditional classroom, and give them some of those lenses as well. Having an orientation, going into and acclimating them to our school district, of course the full 5-week program, and then having a celebration for them at the end. As we know, Harlingen is not always going to have the same accommodations that a big city like Austin would have. So we want to do something that really captures these students into what we have to offer here at HCIC. So it's really going to be about immersing them not just in the culture of our community, but immersing them into the culture of Harlingen. And what does it look like as we dive into the cost? So we know that we will work on funding our students. So much like they would go out, and some of these students are perhaps taking summer jobs, this is something that would help fund that for them, so we would be able to pay them a wage. And we are doing that through, our intention is to do that through our ACE funding. We also want to, again, hook them here. So we want to embed these students in locally, so we're thinking about an end of year celebration, something like an SBI, South by the Island trip. And we also have on here some transportation costs. So there may be some incremental costs that we may want to consider here as a school district. So I know Mr. Tapia has a few extra vehicles sitting over here in his direction. But something that we can contribute to here as a Harlingen community. How can we help getting our students to those community service events? and of course, in-kind staff cost. So lots of things associated. And so that is the big picture overview of this program. And it's an opportunity again. It's all about developing another means to create our teacher pipelines. We want to hook them here in Harlingen.
Terrific program, fantastic. I'm so glad. Dr. Martinez, thank you so much for doing this with our district. We were really, really excited about this, and I think this opens some great opportunities for us to attract quality teachers. I'm going to open it up to the board. I know there's going to be some questions. So.
We want to allow our university colleagues, partners here to maybe comment.
Please. We'd love to have your comments.
Absolutely, members of the board. I just first want to appreciate the incredible leadership that Veronica Borgon has had in this, our whispers together across the table. And then, Jennifer and Tara here, our Director of Strategy and External Relations, really brought this to life in a very short amount of time. I get it, there's a lot of shared disruptive spirit, I think, among those, and it's a great honor to be, doing this incredible work with HCISD. I will just share real quickly, we made this trip, I've been out to the Valley numerous times. We travel a fair amount across Texas. The spirit of that is, as a state flagship, we have a responsibility to be in service to Texas. It's a fundamental thing for this academic year that we take our time to deliver on the promise of a flagship. At UT Austin, I think we feel a shared kind of commitment to our motto, what starts here changes the world. I think we all love the audacity of that, and it sounds like Texas. And I will just say, it's sometimes easy to think about the change the world part of that motto and forget the what starts here part. And I think this project is about that. It's about what starts here. And what starts here means about how we serve our communities. It's been a thrill to learn about the partnership with UTRGV and the work that goes on there. And a lot of other important local work that goes on in the Valley. And I think our role here is not to get in the way, not to be the bull in the China shop that UT Austin can sometimes be, but to really find opportunities to leverage our potential. And this is a great opportunity to do that. This is a top 10 public college of education in the country. It's very unique, not just in Texas, but in this country. And what we're capable of in terms of how we prepare teachers is unlike, in my opinion, any program in the country. So an opportunity to get to partner locally this way is incredibly important. I think you know that UT Austin does receive some students from the Valley. And it's about 500 students a year that come from the Valley to UTRGV. And there's, of course, fair concern sometimes that, what happens to those students when they come to Austin and they see Central Texas and they, envision where their lives might take them. And of course, some are inspired to stay in Austin or move to other places. But deeply embedded in our DNA in this College of Education is a sense of service to our communities. This internship is a great demonstration of that. We expect that students from the Valley will find this opportunity to get employment and prestige at home. An incredibly enticing incentive to continue their education during the summer as they advance to the clinical side of their program. We also expect that students here from other places in Texas, Dallas, Houston, Austin, wherever, will see the Valley for what I see when I visit the Valley, which is this incredible community with resources and supports that are very unique to this part of the Valley. And I think that's good for Texas. It's good for young Texans to not just travel abroad in the summer, but think about travel in Texas and what they can learn by being in these places. So it's a great thrill to be in this partnership, and I'm grateful. I will say that we're putting some significant resources this first summer to get this going. One of the things that we're doing is we're creating a Dean's Community Service Award that will be prestigious for the students that will move into the internship, and it will be competitive, but they will have a chance to have a financial award from the college help offset or add some additional wind in their sails as they have this employment opportunity in the Valley. So I hope that this is a model for how we can do this across Texas. But starting here symbolically is just an incredible joy for this meeting. So thank you for your time, and we're excited to answer questions.
Thank you very much.
Chair, questions? Good question for you, Dean Martinez, Nolan Pettis here. Question for you you've visited the Valley, like you said, numerous times, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it seems to me one of your main goals, aside from continuing to develop the relationships that you have in the community for our alumni, et cetera, but it seems to me that one of your goals has always been, as you said, to get more and more of those 500 students that go annually to UT Austin, to get more and more to choose your college over other colleges. But having said that, can you tell us right now, just sort of más o menos, just how many a year matriculate to the College of Education at UT Austin?
Yeah, so, Dr. Perez has a unique perspective because he's, as a region, he has some insight into our admissions procedures. But I will say our college is in great demand. We have grown more in the last 4 years than any college at UT. And it's a time when our professions of education and health are needed more than ever. So being, a match to this moment is very important for us. We do see, so I mentioned we have about 500 students that come from the Valley to UT Austin. And our College of Education, it's about 50 of those students come to the College of Education. It's probably higher pro rata than our share would normally be. But I agree with this sentiment. I would love to have more of those students choose us. What we do centers on service to community. We put place in the middle of conversations, and for students who come from the Valley, they bring place with them. UT Austin, we have no incentive to keep those students here. I think the ideal place, who they are, where they come from, is in the center of what we do. And I think this is an opportunity to demonstrate to those students and for our prospective students when we visit the Valley, how much we honor a place by ensuring that they have opportunities to continue their education back at home in RGV.
Well, I would, and one more question, for Dr. Gonzalez and Dr. Cortan. Will we have sort of a system or a mechanism in place? Will we have sort of a program that we can say to these students that participate, hey, you can have a job here after you, is that going to be sort of part of that situation, or can you tell us more about that?
Yes, absolutely. So at the end of this experience, we're going to run talent acquisition and make sure that they're ready. We have looked at, and I visited with a couple of you about creating sort of an endowment in our region, because I don't see this getting any smaller, right? I think this is going to continue to grow. But the whole idea is that once they come through this program, we would do like a fast pass on talent acquisition. And if they're wanting to come back to us, then we would have a financial incentive to say, great, you're signing up early, perfect. I think there's a lot to be said for people who are these aspiring teachers who are coming in and learning our system this early on. They will know nothing but effective teaching, right? So we will do the fast pass system with them on talent acquisition. And if they're wanting to come back to HCISD, great.
Thank you for your assurance on that. I think that's beautiful, because absent that, then why are we doing this, right?
Right.
So, and then lastly, you mentioned it. I think we should have a big event at some point, and I'm happy to help with that. Some sort of a fundraiser, endowment, something to help fund this Hook 'em Here HSD internship, so that we can keep having it year after year. So Dean Martinez, we hope that y'all would consider coming down and participating if we have such an event, if you have the time. But I think that I think that you have our commitment to raising funds to making sure that this is something that we can continue doing in perpetuity. And as you said, create a new model for creating homegrown talent, so to speak, so homegrown teachers, so. And by the way,
Get the development folks together. You know, I think I love the premise of how these partnerships can build other capacity. And, you know, we take our work in development fundraising here really seriously. And you all do that too. And you have access to champions in the community that are really unique who will make investments in HCIS. And we're going to do our part too. You know, I think we are already talking to donors about this project, and there's a lot of inspiration around it. So I love that partnership, and my anticipation is that this can and will likely grow and maybe the model for how we do this in other communities.
well, and I would love to see how it informs what we're doing right now with UTRGV. And I bet it's even gonna make that, program better, and then hopefully the two can mesh and coordinate and collaborate down the road. I think Dean, that, the board loves when the universities work together and that kind of stuff. And I think for this project, it was, I think for the district, it was just more nimble, and it seemed to make better sense to partner with UT Austin. But down the road, we'll see where it leads. But we really appreciate your leadership and your willingness to come down and partner with the Harlingen CISD. I think we have the incredible leaders, as you've already met Dr. Cortan, and you'll get to know Dr. Gonzalez as well. We have incredible leadership here, and I know that this is going to be a successful program, and I know it's going to significantly impact and improve the quality of educators that we have returning to the Rio Grande Valley, and especially to Harlingen. Dr. Gonzalez, do you want to say anything?
I just appreciate the relationship, and I know that great schools have great teachers, and we want to make sure that we have the best teachers in front of students, because at the end of the day, it's about the teacher and the students and the presence of the content. But one of the things I will ask is that as we expand this program, that we look at other programs with regard to leadership development, principal preparation programs, counselor development programs, because we're running a big organization, and great schools have great teachers, but nothing happens without leadership. So we want to be known for building the best leaders as well. So I would like to talk to you all about what we can do to expand our partnership in those arenas.
Very excited about those conversations, and we have some models of this with our leadership prep programs, which involve often close partnership with districts. So I can't wait for that conversation. I promise next time I'm down there, we'll have a chance to visit and spend a little bit more time together, and I promise to come back. And of course, anytime you're up in Austin,
I did talk to Dr. Paul Cruz, and I will be up there speaking to the aspiring superintendents that are in the doctoral program up there. So maybe when I make my way up there to speak to Dr. Cruz's class, I can visit with you all.
absolutely. Let Paul can help, for sure. Let us know when you're there. I would love to get a chance to visit and talk more about that.
And I hope this is not being recorded, but if you're in the President's Suite, November 4th, Kansas State, Dr. Gonzalez will be there with us, so hope to see you then.
I will make sure I'm there. We can visit on November 4th for sure.
Awesome. Awesome.
Thank you. Any other questions? Terrific program, terrific presentation. Thank you again, Ms. Kirkland, Dean Martinez, thank you for partnering with us. This is such a wonderful opportunity for us, and we're thrilled that we're your first prospect to go out on this venture. Thank you again so much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Future topics, I know that for us, one of the ones that we're excited about is the development of the HCISD aviation program. So we're currently working with the airport, we're currently working with stakeholders to put a program in place where our students would earn their private pilot license and their commercial drone pilot license simultaneously before they graduate from high school. So I know that it's going to be a junior-senior program where they do a lot of their coursework their junior year and a lot of their flight time their senior year. So we're excited about that one. That's one that I did want to share with the board, and I know we have more information coming to you all about the HCISD aviation program.
Awesome.
Anything further? Nothing further, we stand adjourned.
Awesome.